Well, that was it. Everybody go home now. You got your weird gifts. Now let's go back to playing the game normally. Sure, why not? That was very strange. But yeah, I don't know. I liked EA for a while. They had some great games. They even had like a period where everybody thought they were going to do fine, and then the next couple of games came out and you're like, nope, never mind. No, Activision is slightly less trashy than them, which is horrifying, because Activision is awful. Activision was the EA before EA, and now they're probably just pretty happy that nobody remembers them. As much. We're not EA, this is fine. I have, like, no room here. Which is the front? This is the front. Do I wanna... Can I, like, pick these things up? Oh, fuel is depleted, so... Refuel. Refuel. I'm almost out of wood. Oh, good. Okay, what kind of furniture can I produce, and is any of this worth anything? Stone tables, marble. Sell price 32. Drying rack. These are just stupid expensive. I mean, I could actually make a bunch of wall lights. I could make several wall lights at the very least. I guess what I should probably do is just go back and start picking up requests again. I'd like to make one of those cars, but I can't. I want this game to be kind of like Stardew Valley, where your like potential money goes up, but it doesn't really feel like my potential for money is really going up that much. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. 2 basic skeevers. Oi. 3 talismans. 16 fiber cloth. Might actually be better to just do this. In my opinion, what's a good AAA publisher? Weirdly enough, Sony. From my general experience, Sony has been at least a fairly decent AAA publisher, which is, I mean, kind of crazy because they're one of the biggest. But like, Sony practically bankrolled Horizon Zero Dawn. Bethesda. No, Bethesda's an awful AAA publisher. Can I just pick this thing up? How do I pick stuff up? Do we have like a... Do I just have to have like an empty hand or something? How do we pick up a thing on the ground? T to rotate an item. You have to swing your axe at it twice. That is really helpful, thank you. Okay, well in that case, let's pick this guy back up. Let's replace the old furnaces. Like Square Enix. Square Enix, I don't know. Square Enix kind of comes and goes. Let's just bump this up. Nope, I can't while it's working. That sucks. Alright, let's go chop some trees. I need wood anyway. Let's see, what about Nintendo? Nintendo is not, I wouldn't say Nintendo is a publisher. Nintendo is weird. Because they don't publish other people's games ever. Because they don't need to. They just made a platform and then they make their own games for it. I'd honestly almost say Nintendo is like a weird amalgamation developer. Because when was the last time Nintendo published a game for somebody else? I can't think of it. Probably back in like the N64 era, if even. Rare, maybe? Bayonetta 2. Well, no, they didn't. Did they publish? I guess they did kind of publish Bayonetta 2 to some degree. Inventory is full. Well, let's just jam apples in my face. Burp. Apricot juice. Burp. Jeez, it's already super late in the day. But yeah, Bayonetta 2 is weird because they pretty much just paid Platinum Games to make Bayonetta 2 for the Nintendo Wii U because they needed something to go on the platform-ish. Lemon juice. Made from the blender. Get out of here. Hardwood, and those are just rubber pods. My inventory is full. But yeah, I don't know about Bayonetta 2. I don't know if that really counts for much of anything. I've heard it was a good game. I'd like to go back and play it. I know they're actually releasing it on the Switch. So what might end up happening for me is I might play Bayonetta 2 when it hits the Switch. Otherwise, I actually have the physical versions on the Wii U. I could just play it then. I don't know. Let's see. So let's move over the engine, the planter box. This stuff. This garbage that we don't need. Salad dressings? Why do I even have salad dressing? I've got like an insane amount of stone that I don't need. Dirt clods? Hardwood? At some point I'm going to need a bunch of hardwood. Ironwood. Actually, let's hold on to the regular wood. I'm probably going to need a lot of that. Okay, let's see. So we finally made the community furnace, sort of. It's still sitting in my inventory waiting for this to be completed. Okay, so let's grab that. Fuel's depleted, so let's just cancel this. I want to pick these up and move them. Or maybe just get rid of them, I'm not sure. Check status, 0 days, 16 hours. Okay, so tomorrow. So I can make copper in 2 hours. Holds a lot more wood. Ow, whoa, ow, that is what a gnarly hangnail. Ouch. Okay. Let's make, let's refuel this. Make 10 bronze. Yeah, that's work. Oh, okay. No, so it is still gonna take 1 day and 4 hours. But still. Yeah, that's I've just been getting surprise hangnails all day. I guess I have been out and about and like doing a lot of work. Okay, so that'll go. What was my quest again? Commerce Commission, 2 basic skeevers. So let's take a look at what we need for that. Let's see. Bronze pipes and marble planks. That's actually really easy. Do I have bronze? Okay, because we might as well make as many as we can. Okay, there we go. Are the stones back? No. So in that case, let's just cut down trees for the rest of the day-night thing. So what about Telltale as a developer? Are we just gonna go down the list of developers, my Wanderbots shit list of developers? I mean, we could. I actually am fairly opinionated on almost every developer I've ever come in contact with. I don't like Telltale. I like the idea of Telltale. I like their games. I just wish they'd make less of them, and then make them really, really good. Because unfortunately, what happened with Telltale is kind of... it's a tale of, like, a game being so successful from a developer that it killed the studio, sort of. This is the new Kingdom and chill. Yeah, sure, why not? Like, how do I exactly describe this? They made a bunch of fairly decent games back when they were small. And then they came out with The Walking Dead. And, you know, they had made quite a number of, like, you know, tie-in products already, so they were pretty experienced with it. But what ends up happening is Walking Dead turns out to be a masterpiece. In fact, probably better than the show, in every regard. Nope, need a better pickaxe. And so what ends up happening is, hey, here's this amazing, amazing game. Now everybody wants a piece of that pie. So, Wolf Among Us. More Walking Dead. More Walking Dead than it had business having. And, yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy, Game of Thrones, Batman. And, like, I've heard some of them are good. I've heard the Borderlands one is good. But the problem is they all tend to also be very buggy and very constrictive. And it wasn't a really big deal back in the day, because, like, you know, nobody really thought about it. But, now whenever I play a Telltale game, I actually don't really enjoy it. Which is why I don't play them. Because it's like, oh, I guess I can just, like, I'd almost prefer it just be a movie. Like an animation. And take away my choice because it doesn't matter. It all kind of converges back to the same end result anyway. So don't give me the choices, because there's not even really that much for gameplay there. It's just this... Not even... I'm not going to say necessarily like a linear experience, but... But, you know, it kind of gives you the illusion of choice, but the end result of nothing. You know, it's already written. Why bother? I don't mind that too much. But it just felt difficult to get into. See, what about Rockstar and 2K? We're getting further and further, and, like, there are all these developers that you guys are asking me about that, like, I loved the idea of them, and I still love the idea of them, but because of the way, like, the industry goes, it's a problem. What's he need? A stone table and 2 stone seats. I can do that. I think that one has a time limit, so I should probably care more about that. I like Telltale Games. I enjoy storyline over gameplay. Sort of? Yeah, I don't know. My opinions, I mean, don't necessarily need to matter too much on this one. It's just like... I guess to finish the Telltale thing off, it felt like Walking Dead, the first Walking Dead game, had soul. Like, it was this, like, crazy masterpiece, labor of love type situation. And then all the other ones have just kind of felt like, this is what we do now. Which I didn't like it that much. And yeah, they do need a new engine. I also feel like, Telltale needs to make some of their own games again. Because unfortunately, I find when a developer only makes games for somebody else, it ends up either being kind of good, or like it ends up feeling restrictive and canned after a while. And maybe it's one of those situations because I worked 7 roasted meats, can't do that. 3 copper plates. I could do that. Let's see if I can turn in the glasses first. I worked at a studio. I worked at a game studio that only made games for other people. And then towards the end of me working there, oh, there's like a whole kind of port town thingy over there. I should go check that at some point. I don't know if there's anything interesting about it. Let's see. I should probably... No. We need money before I do too much, because I want to start making like a grill and whatnot. We need copper pipes. That's good. I'm just going to make 10. But towards the end of it, a small subsection of the studio that I work for, Telltale never made their own games. Did they make Sam & Max? I could be wrong. Okay, let's see. So we want to do furniture maker. Oh, we need a copper blade. I should probably go do that. I need to expand my land. I'll just make 1 instead of being weird and wasteful. Okay, I'd swear they made Sam & Max first, and that was their own game. Or Sam & Max, somebody else's thing, and they've just been latched onto it. Both are possible. Okay, so now we've reduced the stamina cost on those. Sam & Max is a comic by Steve Purcell. Huh, interesting. And was also LucasArts first before they picked it up. Weird! It felt like it was their thing. Maybe that was part of it, I don't know. Okay, right, I need glass. Which I believe I have a bunch of it just stocked up and stowed away. There it is. Let's see, so they're just up here. Cool. So I might actually be able to do a bunch. Puzzle Agent was also really good. Licensed game, but I don't know, Puzzle Agent felt... Well, the weird part about Puzzle Agent was, I believe the Puzzle Agent game was made entirely by one person. And they barely had a hand in it. In fact, you can actually go find the artist that did it. I don't think he works for them anymore. But the Puzzle Agent guy was like... I don't even know how to describe how Puzzle Agent came about. I'd have to probably look it up. What? It's not Dr. Zoo? Oh, it's the nurse. Phyllis. Yeah, let's keep doing these. Apparently they're working on a new original IP. Good for them. Because, yeah, like I was saying, I used to work at a studio that, that made tie-in games, you know, other people's properties, licensed stuff. And how's the adventure dungeon? I actually haven't been to the adventure dungeon yet. I can't get in it, I don't think. I have to make, like, an engine and whatnot. There's the hazardous runes. You know what? We could actually go stick our heads up there and see if I can do that. Because that might not be a bad idea. But yeah, I worked at this studio, licensed games, whatever, and the problem I ran into was it wasn't fun. It actually, like, it was depressing working there constantly. Trying your luck with a hazardous rune, that's a very dangerous area. You'll need to prove yourself worthy. You'll have to last a minute against a local Civil Corps officer in combat. There are 3 of us, me, Remington, any will do. Okay, you. Spar. Full minute, eh? Yeah, I never actually looked into the hazardous one. See, do I not have a weapon? Oh, she hurts. Well, I guess we'll just beat the tar out of her. Maybe I should spar against people more often. I mean, I'm better at combat than they are. Apparently you can't bring your weapons into these matches, which means I'm probably not going to be able to kill her. My strength isn't high enough. This combat music is hilarious. Okay, can't take any more hits, so I guess I'm just gonna wander around. Anyway, but yeah, so I hated working on licensed IPs. It was really depressing. There was no creative identity, and we constantly had Nickelodeon executives breathing down our necks about everything. Like, I got an email from a producer at Nickelodeon being like, you did SpongeBob spots wrong on a thing that they had actually given me. Like, they had given me a bunch of assets, and they had me work with that, and then they came back around and told me to fix the SpongeBob spots because I had done them wrong even though they had sent them to me. It was very confusing, it was very frustrating, and I had to go back through an entire, like, lengthy animation cycle redoing the spots because apparently the ones they had sent me were wrong. It was dumb. Anyway, you're pretty good. Good enough that I don't have to worry too much. Yay, so I can just go in here. But yeah, I was just very, I don't know if this is a dungeon or what. Oh, maybe there's just some critters beforehand. But towards the end of me working there, a couple of guys started working on an original IP. You can even see it. It's called Death State. I did a series on it. It was good-ish. I didn't play that much of it because it was kind of awkward and hard to play. But I'm not much of a bullet hell person to begin with. And so what ended up happening was like these guys start working on their own games, and lo and behold, they're very happy with their jobs now, and they love it. And I still have friends that still work there. And they hate it. To some degree. They don't find it very satisfying. And it's hard being a developer that, like, has to make games for somebody else, because to some degree, it's never going to be as good as it could be. And that sucks. Okay, silicon chips. I'm just gonna be wandering around and fighting things, I guess. This is interesting. I actually like this dungeon a hell of a lot better than the other mining dungeon. I almost wish that they had more of this. In the other dungeon without the stupid sewage system. Ugh. Should probably bring some healing things along. Wow, you take damage fast when you're standing on that. They also need some serious, like, dungeon music for being in here. What is this? Oh, that's the exit. Yeah, no, not doing that. Yeah, I know why letting developers do their own thing is not always the best, because that's how you get Duke Nukem Forever. But I'm also a firm believer in kind of letting developers, well, develop their own games. Wow, got lucky there. Did I get it? Yeah, I got the copper wire. That's why I like the indie industry so much, because it feels untainted. Generally. Like, very rarely do you... I mean, not very rarely. There's constant awful indie games out there. But, like, a lot of the really good ones feel really good. Like, what's a good example? I mean, this game, to some degree, a lot of people like to kind of debate that one. Quibble over it? I don't know. Okay, let's abandon the rubber fruits. Let's abandon multiple rubber fruits. Let's abandon the resin. Can I sell these? I can sell those. Bird's nest. Right click to get me some feathers. Yay, I didn't really need that. Let's see, what else do we have? Got some more bronze bars. I really should have sorted my inventory before I went in here. Well, we have some roasted meat. It'll heal me. And that gives me some space. So I'll work. Okay, there we go. Hob. Wait. It looks like the slow gooey. Oh. I need to get some better weapons if I'm gonna keep doing this. The slow gooeys poison me. And then heal, which sucks because it also looks to crank down my damage pretty hard. Okay. Oh, whatever. Indie industry ruined the industry. I don't know. Oh, what's a good example of an indie game that was done like amazingly well? I mean, Banner Saga. Holy shit, like the Banner Saga is kind of a perfect example of untainted indie development. Banner Saga is amazing. Banner Saga, Iconoclasts to some degree. I'm probably gonna die here. I don't think I'm suited for this, and I'm dead. Chances remaining 2. Do they heal? Slay the Spire? I mean, yeah, most roguelikes generally feel pretty damn good. I think I'm just gonna leave. I don't think there's much of a point in me. Nope, I can't just leave. Can I? Well, poop. I need, like, a gun. The main problem is just, it's poison. And also, just so many enemies. Chances remaining, yeah, I'm gonna just die. But, generally, when it comes to, like, indie games, I feel like I can name more, like, untainted, well-done indie games than I can name, like, tainted bad ones. And usually it feels like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this. The axe doesn't count as a weapon. Try swinging this thing. It's real slow. Chances remaining 0. Let's just exit. It's not worth it. Exit runes. Yeah, Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight's great. Oh god, Hollow Knight's amazing. Hard, though. I can name lots of bad indies. So, here's the thing. When I say, like, indie games, I'm talking about, like, the good ones. Because, yeah, shitty indie games are a dime a dozen. But I'm talking about the ones that are worth getting and playing. Like, okay, Fez. Fez is a mixed bag because the developer is a dumbass. But I would say, like, Phil Fish is significantly more empathizable than whatever the head of Activision is, or EA. Like, even like the idiots from Digital Homicide kind of made sense because they were. I mean, okay, I'm going out on a very, very thin limb that's held together by spit and not even glue, like second-hand glue. 7 Days to Die, maybe. But like. How do I put this into words? Problem is I'm too tired to, like, put this into words.